Hey, what is up, guys? It's Flipping Genius Finds, and today I'm going to be doing a video on some of the higher dollar items that sold for the month of July. I'm going to be doing maybe about $40 and over. This video is a little late. In it, I'm going to be showing you approximately how long it took to sell and the amount that it sold for. This is a star Liana York pewter sculpture, yellow whimsical fairy signed and dated 1992. You can see there is the Sky York, and then it's dated Gallo and 1992. I listed it for $59.99. It was on a 30% off sale and sold for $41.99. This is a Nike SPARQ speed hurdles, agility, training, football, basketball, soccer hurdles. They're made of plastic. You can see right here that it has this band right here where you can increase or decrease the height of the hurdles. Now, when I first saw this at the Goodwill, I did not know what it was. It was stacked upon each other and basically didn't know what it was until I saw the Nike logo, did a Google Lens search, and surprisingly, it was very expensive. I did get several offers that were on this lower dollar amount, like under 200, but I decided to hold off on it because I saw some of the other pieces that were listed and sold that was 200 and above. It did sell for the full price of $229.99, and it took about a week to sell. This is a signed Adam Jablonski lead crystal paperweight, Poland, blue, yellow, 3 inches wide. It was listed for $57.99. And I did take an offer on it for $40. I did get a positive feedback on it, and it took about 2 years and 3 months to sell. This is a Super 7 Bubble Wand bottle lot of 7. It was listed for $199.99. I did take an offer on it for $130. It took about 9 months to sell. Initially, this was previously sold and then returned. I think the reason why they returned it was because there are several different types of these items. Some of them glow in the dark, and this is a non-glowing version, and that's why I think they initially returned it. So you can see there's the Metaluna mutant, the Bride of Frankenstein, the creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the Mummy, Wolfman. These are bubble wands. This is a Disney's Avengers, Campus Spider-Man, and Interactive Spider-Bots action figure. This was listed for $64.99. And then it was on a 20% off discount and sold for $51.99. And it did take about 5 months to sell. We have the vintage Department 56 frog cookie jar, candy trinket dish, Enchanted Prince Crown 2002. This took about a year and a month to sell. It was on a 35% off discount and sold for $42.22. It has a very nice glaze to it. It's Department 56 and it's copyrighted 2002. It's about 6.5 inches tall. This is a holiday fridge 2007 Hallmark Keepsake Ornament Magic Light when doors open. It was listed for $84.95. It was on a 35% off discount and sold for $55.22. It took about a year and 3 months to sell. Next, we have the Lego Hero Factory Evo 44012. It was listed for $79.99. I took an offer on it for $45. I did get a positive feedback on this one. It did take about 9 months to sell. It's still brand new sealed. This is a vintage Haviland France handled pastel floral cake plate, 10 inches and signed. It was listed for $79.99, and I took an offer on it for $60. It did take about 4 months to sell. You can see that it is hand painted. It does have some nice florals with the handles. It's marked Haviland, France, and then I'm not sure about the signature. It's like Emmy Mount. It's faded, so I'm not really sure who the artist is. Next, we have the Fenton. I believe the pattern is flower window, blue champagne sherbet or sorbet glass, 4 inches tall. It was listed for $39.99. I got the full price of $39.99. I did get a positive feedback on this one. It did take about, this took about 2 weeks to sell. I believe I had the only one in the market at the time. I'm thinking that this is probably a rare pattern because I did have the only one on the market when it was listed. You can see there is like a leaf, 3 triangle-ish type of leaf. Next, we have the Liberty wooden jigsaw puzzles, Boulder picnic, Pixie Stroh, 7 inches round, 98 pieces. This was listed for $49.99 and it sold for $49.99. It did take about 4 months to sell. Still new, factory sealed. This Liberty puzzle is actually a good brand to know because they do sell pretty well. These Liberty puzzles are made of wood, not your typical cardboard. This is a Florentia leather-bound paper journal made in Italy, gold gilt, and then it says read. This was listed for $59.99. I did take an offer on it for $50, and then I did get a positive feedback. Yeah, this took about 3 weeks to sell. I didn't know, but the Florentia brand is a high dollar item. When I was doing the research, the Florentia brand, they have a lot of products for leather. This is actually, I believe, calf skin, and that's why it goes for that high dollar amount. And then it is made in Italy. And then when you feel the leather on it, it's very soft and very supple, and there's like a really different texture to it. So Florentia is a good brand to know. I actually did mention that a couple of the front pages were torn right here. You can see there's some blemish right here. There was a sticker or something that was there. Obviously made in Italy. A brand that I will look for in the future. Now, this is a Goody Stay Tight 6 Barrettes, 2.5 inches, number 3604. There's the Burgundy, white, blue, vintage, and it's new old stock. This was listed for $39.99. And then it did sell for $39.99. So it did take about 5 months to sell. Now, if you can find these Goody Barrettes in the 3 inches long, they go for like double or triple the price. So look for those. And if you look right here, it's not even like they have a lot of Barrettes. It's only 6 Barrettes, but they go for good money. I was lucky to find several of these in a like a Ziploc bag. You can see it's 1982 vintage. Easy to store, easy to photograph. Very nice if you can find a whole bunch in like an old estate sale. Now, this is the antique sterling silver Watson Co. Wilcox and Wagoner reticulated plate platter 8 inches. It was listed for $249.99. It was on a 35% off discount and sold for $162.49. I did get a positive feedback on this one. This was not supposed to go on the 35% off discount, but obviously when you have so many items, so many discounts going on and things like that, it's hard to keep track. That's why it got into the 35% off discount. I did sell it. I did have to honor it because it did go into the discount pile. Like, let's go to the how much it weighs. 6.6 ounces is about like it's about 187 grams. If I sold it for $162.49, it's going to be under spot price. And you have the fees to deal with also with eBay. So basically, I did sell it for spot price or under, and that's why I probably got a positive feedback. Better to go to a place locally where you can find somebody who's selling it at spot prices. That way, there's no fees involved with selling it online. And it did take about 2 years to sell. You can see there's a monogram of a D. So it's dirty, not clean. You can see the sterling mark right there. This is a Coldport Wedgwood Countryware dinner plate cabbage leaf white England. It was listed for $79.99. I did take an offer on it for $68. I did get a positive feedback on this one, and it did take about a week to sell. Right now, I believe this cabbage plate, the dinner plates are actually hot if you can get it in very good condition. And this says bone china, but this plate actually feels really dense, almost like porcelain. So I know it's a hot item right now. I'm not sure about the future. And this is the Orient and Flume 3.4 iridescent cobalt blue ocean swirl art glass paperweight. I did list it for $249.99. And then I did take an offer on it for $165. I did get a positive feedback on this one. So this was listed for about 2 years, and then I did get several offers on it. You can see right here that it is Orient and Flume. There is like the serial number. There is like the name of the artist. The name of the artist is Carter, and then it does have number 266 out of 1,000. This is Australia board game Kickstarter edition SG 4011, new sealed Stronghold. It was listed for $59.99. It was on a 20% off discount and sold for $47.99. The buyer did request that I add an extra box or protect it more because it was going to be a present for someone. And I did decided to kind of like oblige on the request, added some extra cardboard pieces to it. By the way, I do have like a packing and shipping video that correlates to this video. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I'll put a link up top or in the description below. So some of the Kickstarter games can go for a good deal of money if you can get it for a good price. You can see that the cellophane has a little bit of tear and damage right there, right here, which was mentioned in the description. And this is a very heavy box, about 5 pounds and 7 ounces. Now, this was a pair of hand painted beach scene green decorative cabinet plates with like a beach scene or a Greek beach scene. They were listed separately, but the same buyer decided to buy both plates. Each plate was listed for $119.99. I did take an offer on the pair for $200. So it was $100 a plate. I believe this is an antique. You can see it's hand painted and there is a beach scene. It's about 9 inches wide, weighs about a pound. Now you can see from this one, it's like a beach scene with a Greek, what do you call this? I'm not really sure, but there's a ship right there, hand painted. What do you call these the buildings with the large columns? The Greek columns or the Roman columns. You see a lot in the Greek places, like at the capital, Washington D.C. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments below because I don't remember what they call those. A somethingopolis. Anyway, so it did take about 2 months to sell, and I did get a positive feedback on this one. Next, we have the Twilight Saga, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, collector's edition, first print with slip cover. And then I did list it for $74.99. and I did take an offer on it for $50. I did get a positive feedback. This is a very popular book, a vampire book, and then it was turned into like a movie. Now, if you look right here with the books with the ridges right here, these are usually indications of that is being a higher quality book or like more expensive book. Typically, the paper is made of rag paper, which means it's probably like acid free. And a lot of times, the reason you can tell that it's the first edition is with these set of numbers right here. Sometimes it does say first edition, but I'm not sure if it says it on this one. Yeah, it says here that it's the first collector's edition. But even if this is not there, the like the collector's edition, you can tell by the set of numbers right here that it is the first edition. Now, this is the Le Creuset number 14 yellow saucepan spout with lid, hot, vintage French cookware. It was listed for $224.95. I did take an offer on it for $140. It did take about a year and 2 months to sell. Now, I believe the pot with the wooden handles are the older Le Creuset vintage. The Le Creuset brand is very high dollar cast iron pots with enamel. They go for hundreds of dollars. The inside is in good condition. Next, we have the Bronco Buster, Frederick Remington bronze sculpture, vintage, 6 inches, Franklin mint. It was listed for $174.99. I did take an offer on it for $139.99. Now, this Bronco Buster or like Frederick Remington sculptures are high dollar items. They come in different shapes and sizes, and the dates on it, if you can find the originals, they go for high dollar amounts. This is only the small version. Probably seen these before. Is a very famous sculpture. Now, this is a lacquerware inlaid mother of pearl 4-line drawers, jewelry trinket box, birds. It was listed for $49.99, and I did take an offer on it for $42. It did take about 5 months to sell. It does have some red velvet lined drawers, a butterfly with some storks or cranes. I believe this jewelry box is made in Korea. Very high shine, very high gloss, lacquer. Very nice indeed. Now, this is the Blanco 384 blue glass double spout water carafe pitcher, 8 inches tall with a sticker. This was listed for $89.95. This was on a 35% off discount and sold for $58.47. I did get a positive feedback on this one. Did take about a year and 5 months to sell. You can date the Blanco by these stickers. Depending on the stickers, they have different dates of manufacture. And this is kind of like a ripple texture, and it is pretty thin, especially at the top. Next, we have the Sign Donna Rosa Oaxaca, Mexico Barrow Black Pottery Sitting Lady Raids. It was listed for $249.95. I did take an offer on it for $110, and I did get a positive feedback on this one. It did take about a year and 5 months to sell. It's not in perfect condition, but this is very old vintage. You can see there's a little bit of like a cracking on the bottom. It is slightly under 5 inches tall. Next, we have the S. Kirkinson Repoussé letter opener, solid 925 sterling silver. It was listed for $74.95. And then I did take an offer on it for $50. It did take about a year and a month to sell. You can see it's a very nice looking letter opener with the handle, has a repoussé, florals, Mark Kirkinson and Sterling. weighs only about 20 grams. This is a Blinko glass vase, fan shaped, signed, labeled. Richard Blinko, 2000, yellow, blue, and 12.5 inches tall. This was listed for $159.95. I did take an offer on it for $94. I did get a positive feedback. It did take about a year and a month to sell. These Blinko glasses are all handmade or mouth blown. Richard Blinko 2000. Next, we have the mid-century modern large 7.25 inch hand-blown art glass bird, yellow and clear. It was listed for $357.99. And I did take an offer on it for $287. I did receive a positive feedback on this one. It did take about 2 years and 6 months to sell. I'm almost sure this is a Murano piece. Although I didn't list it as a Murano piece, I'm pretty sure by the design and sleek and the quality of it, it does look like a Murano piece. It's a very slender, long, elongated bird. It's very heavy and dense. You can see there's a broken pontail that was kind of like polished. There are no chips or cracks, but it does have a little bit of scuffing, like all vintage pieces. Again, smooth bottom. You can really tell the shape and curve of it when you have something in the background like this. A lot of people don't like clear glasses, but when you have color with a clear glass, like in a background or some type of setting, it does like enhance the shape of the bird or like the shape of the glass. Very heavy, about 6 pounds, close to 6 pounds. Most people probably couldn't tell the actual size of it. They probably thought this bird was actually smaller, basically because it was taken in a white background. And by the way, if you want to know how I actually shipped out this item or packaged this item safely to be shipped, you can go ahead and check out my corresponding video to do this one. I'll link it or put it in the description below. This is a U.S. Marine Corps ashtray with seal 7 by 7 inches Tobackiana. It was listed for $39.99. I did get the full asking price of $39.99 plus shipping. It did take about 3.5 weeks to sell. You can see the Marine Corps insignia. You can see that the surface is actually roughed up or has scuffing from wear. Right here, right here. And this is pretty heavy. It's about 2 pounds. This is a North Country Boothbay Harbor 3-tone wind bell chimes. And it was listed for $99.99. And I did get the full asking price of $99.99. Yeah, it did take about a week to sell. You can see it's about 10.5 inches tall, 6 inches wide, 7 inches wide. It's about 3 pounds. It does have a very lovely tone or sound to it. Next, we have the mid-century modern Empoli, Italy, green glass Christmas tree stacking apothecary candy jar, 12 inches tall. It was listed for $179.99. It did sell for $143.99 at a 20% discount. I did get a positive feedback. It did take about 4 months to sell. There's a bubble inclusion right here, and it does come in 4 different pieces. They're all stackable, 4 different compartments, some bubble inclusions. Overall, a very nice piece of looking glass. It's about 12 inches tall, very light. It did weigh about 1 pound and 11 ounces. And that is it, guys. Those are the higher dollar items that sold for the month of July. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can like and subscribe And then I hope you found it helpful when you're going and searching for your items to resell. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.